time on the air to say what's on my mind.
It's your favorite girl,
The April Watts Show.
welcome to my world.
Magic 95.9, we're Baltimore's best variety of R&B. April Watts in the studio for Funny Friday with TK Kirkland. What's up?
Hello, Miss April Watts.
How you been?
Life is good. You look incredible.
Thank you. You do too, always.
You looking sexy. You working out.
Oh, you know what?
You smell good.
I've been off my workout game. I got to get back on
You been
it.
working? Okay, well, you did
Summertime
enough to
coming.
maintain.
All right, I
you
appreciate
maintain.
that.
Yeah, that's good. So you're dating now? What are you doing?
What? Look, I'm supposed to be interviewing you.
Yeah, we're enjoying each other. I like to know your business because you're looking good. You're glowing.
What?
Yeah, somebody rubbing your knees.
What? TK Kirkland got me blushing to hear
Who's
y'all.
rubbing your knees, April?
We're going to get to the topic at hand. Yes.
So that's why I'm here,
That's why you're here.
to drop knowledge.
So I haven't seen you in
In a
a
year.
whole year.
Yes, ma'am.
What have you been up to? I've been
Well,
following you on Instagram.
I dropped my podcast earlier this year with
Okay.
The Breakfast Club.
Okay.
And it debuted at number 87 the first week, and then the second week I became number 2 in the world.
You better shut up.
So which was pretty good. It's just a lot of people need a lot of help out there, I see. So they really think I got the answers. So I just try to do the best I can. I haven't found anybody I can help yet, but it's coming.
Okay,
You know,
so
soon
for
as
those of you that don't know about TK Kirkland's comedic style, you're kind of like a relationship specialist. Can you break it down?
Yeah, I think relationship, financial, how to beat a case, how to treat your woman. Like, I do it all. I just want to just teach people just about relationships. I'll teach you how to beat a case. I'll teach you
How
how
to
to
beat a
use.
case.
Yeah, I teach you how to use credit card fraud and flip it and get money. Somebody needs to teach these kids that.
I thought you were working on not being a bad boy anymore.
Credit card fraud is not bad.
That's some white-collar stuff?
Yeah, the corporations have been doing it for 100 years. And I'm rich, and every now and then I might find a way to do a little something.
You better stop. You better stop.
And we really gotta. Let me tell you, the world is so everybody hustling everybody. I tell everybody, you got to get a slice of the hustle.
Okay.
Because the government hustles each other. Then they break it down to city officials, and the
Right.
city officials hustle each other.
Right.
Then it trickles down to just the average folk.
Right.
So you got to be smart enough to know you can't hustle all the time.
Right.
And get over.
Okay.
You got to be strategic.
Okay.
You got to do it every now and then to get a piece of the hustle. You think I'm playing? It's just real talk, especially in Baltimore.
You're going to get some people in trouble, TK.
Well, 7 cops already got and died if I'm doing what I'm talking about.
Oh, my God. It's Magic 95.9 Baltimore's
They should have
best
listened to
variety
me
of
first,
R&B.
April.
This dude, TK Kirkland, is off the Richter, and he's in Baltimore. Now, besides your podcast, like, you've done some films, you've done stand-up, you've even done music.
Yes.
What is next for TK? Because I want to see you in some films, man.
You know what? The films is coming. I'm going executive producer route,
Good stuff. I think everybody's doing that now because the content field is just wide open. You don't have to wait for somebody to be like, I want you on my stuff.
I just want to be a boss. Like,
Okay.
I don't want to be in front of the camera. I think that's cool too. But I like making decisions. So
Okay.
you had to really wait for the right moment, the right time. At least in my journey.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also becoming an agent of in the sports field. I'm about to close that deal real soon.
You better shut up.
The companies I'm working for, we already got Odell Beckham Jr. and some
you
other stuff.
serious?
Oh yeah, I do it big. If I'm gonna
I'm
make
not
a
mad
move,
at
I'll make a
you.
move real big. So
I'm not mad at you.
I'm working on that. Then I'm also working on a couple films,
Mm-hmm.
producing. So in about 2 years at the most. Right now,
Okay.
everything has
Setting
to
it
be
up. Mm-hmm.
strategically planned. Because I don't like to feel overwhelmed.
Okay.
If I feel, my most important is taking my daughters to spring break right now to Cancun.
Aw.
And
How
not
old are
Cancun,
they?
I'm going to Cabo. My kids are 12 and 13, but we live
Okay.
a boss life.
I'm not mad at that.
They go everywhere with daddy.
Well, I think little black kids ought to get experiences like little kids of other ethnicities too.
Yeah,
like
well, my kids had
they
passports when
travel
they was
and
like
go
9,
out.
10 years old, cell phones when they was like 7.
That's what's
just
up.
the way I move.
Good
That way you
stuff.
didn't have to talk to the mothers. It wasn't like you was trying to do it on, I ain't do it because
Did you just say that?
Yeah, you get the kids the phone so you ain't got to talk to mom. Because, moms be hating. So, you know what? I ain't got to talk to you. I'm going to get you on phone. Bam.
You're not
Nobody
nice to your
argues
baby
no more.
mamas.
No, it was a time I wish my baby mama died, and most people should feel that way if that's what's in their heart.
Most people should feel that way.
Yeah, if you hate your
if
baby
that's
mama,
what's in their heart,
if that's in your heart, you should say it.
I can't take you.
No, I'm being honest. Like, you know what? One time I said, you know what? I really wish my baby mama would die. Now, some people think that's mean.
That is mean.
But God answers questions to people who really feel certain things. So that's how I felt. I don't feel that way now, but it was a time I felt that way.
I think parents should get along.
They should. And I think when you have sex with a person, then once you have a baby, you should be stuck together. Like, you can't see nobody else until that child grows up. Look at your face now.
Wait. She can't see anybody else, but you can go see anybody else.
No. You're hearing me, but you're not comprehending.
Okay, break it down.
I said everybody has to stay together. The guy and girl will have to stay together.
Why?
See, that's my point, because it makes you, when you do that, it makes your choices a lot better before you sleep with one another. See, what makes everybody equal, whether rich or poor, is that we all can lay down and get some. But at the end of the day, a man, I'm going to talk on a man, a man shouldn't have sex with a woman unless he has accomplished something or he has over $12,000 at the bank.
Okay.
Because
that makes sense, because you could potentially have a child.
Yeah, sex is dessert. You know, when you bring something to the table, you get dessert. If you don't accomplish nothing, you can't have no dessert. You know,
some people don't even deserve to eat dinner. They don't deserve nothing.
And just like some women too, some of these ladies out there putting it out there on men, and they broke, and this is why the economy is so bad.
I have a big problem with women who are like, well, I want a guy that has this, and they have this long checklist, but then they don't bring anything to the table. I don't think that's fair.
That's not fair.
I think a partnership should be two people bringing something to the table.
It's a catch-22.
Okay.
When our parents came up, it was about men taking care of the whole responsibility, to take care of the whole slate. But then you got men who abused power. So they was treating the women any kind of way they treated. So then white men, per se, who was rich, who was having babies, wasn't taking care of these babies, then they came up with child support.
Okay.
Because child support wasn't for poor people. It was for white men who was really, really rich, or black people was rich, who took advantage of women, dodged their responsibility, and they came up with a system. That's how come when you look at the system, it's so old, because I always say, where was the players at in the meeting?
Where were the players?
Yeah, it should have been somebody that was a player in the meeting that would just say, ain't no way I'm giving a woman $50,000 a month.
What?
If it was a real dude in there, I guarantee you.
If you have it to give and you had provided a certain lifestyle for that woman and that child initially, and the relationship severs, then you should keep up that lifestyle. I like what you're saying.
So everybody listen to what's about to happen.
Break it down.
Flip the script, April.
Okay.
Now you rich and I'm poor.
Okay.
And you got money and I'm broke.
Right.
And you got to cut me a check for $100,000 a month. Listen, let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
I swear to you, as I live here right now, you will be upset giving me $100,000 a month.
No.
If I took you to court and asked you for custody, child support, and alimony.
Only if you cheated.
No, it doesn't matter how it goes down, because all these scenarios has happened in life. You said that a man should do that, but I'm saying to you,
but I do
we got to
feel
stay in one lane.
That if the lady cheated,
I can't let you switch the lane, because we're not talking about cheating.
Listen, I'm not switching up.
We're not talking about cheating.
I believe the same scenario is absolutely true, but my only loophole is that if the person cheats, they say that they don't want that lifestyle anymore, because you jeopardize that whole relationship by stepping outside of it.
But that's not
life. That's just the way I feel.
Okay, but that's why I wanted to stay in one lane. See, when you take it abroad like that, it changes the momentum of what I was talking
break it
about.
Down.
So I just want to stay focused.
Break it down.
You wouldn't want to pay nobody no $100,000.
If they deserve it, I would.
No, babe, you wouldn't.
If they deserve it, I would.
Nobody deserves $100,000 of your money.
If I am a multi-billionaire and I have a husband that supported me, that helped me out, that was watching the kids when I was out there getting that money, and like helped facilitate me being successful.
Okay.
And it's just not working
anymore.
I'm going to respect
the words. I can't say you're not telling the truth. I know me. If I got a divorce, if I was married, and the woman was on the steps on the news, and reporters were saying,
"Why you paint the whole picture?
You got $100,000 from Mr. Kirkland." All of a sudden, you hear, "Oh my God, they're shooting in the area."
You dirty.
Because I'm like, pow,
you
pow.
So
I'm
dirty.
shooting everybody, the reporters, everybody.
You are so dirty.
That's funny. Oh my God, give him back the money. Give him back the money. I don't want the money. Let him take the money.
You are so crazy. Tell everybody how to follow you on social media.
Oh, follow me on Instagram at TK_Kirkland. Follow me on Twitter at TK_Kirkland. And know that I have the number 2 podcast in the world.
Okay.
And it's the TK Kirkland Show. You can go on iTunes and SoundCloud. and you can subscribe.
I'm going to subscribe.
And it's free.
I'm looking forward to that.
And I haven't used no celebrities. It's just really been, my show is really about just people, everyday people. We're all famous. We all have a story, and I give people an opportunity to come on my show, talk about it, and I give you advice. Sometimes I help you find a job and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's really good, yeah.
That's what's up. I can see that turning into a television show for real. Not that you're looking for that.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
I'm looking at you thinking, I ain't trying to do all that.
It could easily turn into a television show. Why you giving me a hard time today?
No, I love you. I'm not trying to get.
Yes, you are.
I ain't trying to do all this work, April.
All that work equals what, man?
I haven't had a few dollars.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I had a few dollars since 1988.
Since 1988?
Yeah, I'm 56, so I'm straight.
You don't look 56.
Yeah,
I don't believe you're 56.
Yeah, I'm 56 years old.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so how do you stay relevant at that age? Because there's a lot of people that are 56 that just somehow magically become corny. And it's like, you're not corny.
Yeah, thank you. I date a lot of women. I think having sex with a lot of women is phenomenal.
Oh my God.
See, you getting it. I'm telling you how I feel. I like having sex, waking up with different, but you can't leave me at 5 a.m. Like, if I meet you, you got to stay the whole day with me.
So what if you have sex with a woman and she want to get up and wash up in the sink and then leave?
No, she can't do that because I gotta take care of you. I gotta get your room service. We gotta go out on the balcony and look at the water.
You sound like a pimp.
No, I'm just being honest. We go on the balcony and look over now. A pimp is like, get out of my damn room.
No. Because the pimp comes with game. Like, they'll tell you what it is, but they make you love it. So it's like, hey, baby, I got
that's because
5
you hear
other
the
women,
tone.
But you going to be my bottom B.
Listen to me.
Then
what you're saying is a
love
pimp.
You, but just for right now,
but
for this
I
moment.
would never tell a woman, you're my side chick or my other chick.
What do you tell her?
You are my girl. And then whoever comes through next, that's my girl too.
That's my girl too, see?
Yeah, you don't lie to. Let me tell you what I tell you.
And you make her love it.
If women got together and they said to you, back in the day, women used to say, oh, girl, he told me the same thing. I'm like, I'm right. I told everybody the same thing. I'm consistent. I can see if I told everybody a different story, but everybody got the same story. That means it came from the heart.
The heart? I can't stand you. I cannot stand you.
It came from the heart, April. Give them back the money.
Okay, so you are in your 50s, and this logic sounds good because, like, you don't need nothing. You got your money, you stable, you got your kids, all that stuff. But at some point, I believe, and I might be wrong, but from my perspective, at some point, it's just practical to settle down because nobody wants to grow old alone. So when you get to that point where maybe you're 70, 80 and stuff ain't moving and working like it used to, do you think you will ever settle down, or will you always
I'll
be
never
this
settle
multiple?
down. Yeah, I'll never settle down.
Why?
Because see, to me, that's how some people think. That's weak thinking to me.
That's weak thinking?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like, because I'm getting old, I should settle down. I'm gonna get one of them monitors in the house.
I'm about to say, what are you in the house by yourself
I fall and I
you have
can't
a heart
get
attack?
up? No, and I'm gonna have little candies around the house. If I fall out, I can pick up snacks until somebody come get me. I got little snacks all around the house.
So you gonna have a broken hip?
So I'm falling, but I'm gonna be eating until they get me.
This dude is wild.
I was like, oh, how long you been here? I've been here for 3 weeks before I had these snacks.
Oh my goodness!
Well,
Do you want to play my famous game?
I would love to play any game with you, April.
You are so terrible. When we come
April,
back,
play the game. Play the game.
I want you to tell everybody about your podcast really, really quickly.
Okay, the podcast is the TK Kirkland Show, and it's about giving advice to people, just everyday folk that you're going through something, a crisis, you're trying to be the case, you're an attorney, you're trying to find a situation, a relationship. My job is to give advice. I can't hold back. Hey, you're looking at me like I'm crazy. If you're trying to get over on a credit card fraud, call me. If you want to take something back that you wore and you're trying to get a stain out, I tell you how to get the stain out. I do all that.
Man, this is a unique situation, a unique person. There's nobody like this dude, TK Kirkland. Man, I love you. Seriously.
I love you too, April. Oh my God, you have no idea.
Are you ready to play WWTD?
Yes, let's make it happen.
All right. Question number 1. You're a popular rapper that has been claiming to reign supreme. You've been taking lyrical shots at a more underground MC who was recently freed from incarceration. The MC fired back in a 7-minute diss track that aired all your dirty laundry. Then they followed up with another diss track and leaked a semi-nude photo of you before your plastic surgery. WWTD, what would TK do?
Ooh.
If somebody just dumped on you like that.
You know what?
What?
If you're a child, you go to war.
Uh-huh.
You know, if you're a child, if you're under 21, you take it to the streets or fight. But if you're an adult and someone has gotten victor on you, you take it on the chin and bow down graciously. Because people over time do forget. They forget and they just let things go under the bridge. And you just got to keep it moving. Give me an example. Let's take Ice Cube and NWA, No Vaseline.
Right.
Let's take LL Cool J and I forgot the other guy's name.
Kumo D.
Let's take Jay-Z and Nas.
He killed Cannabis. Cannabis dead.
Yeah. And let's take Jay-Z and Nas and what he did to him at Summer Jam in New York City. So I think this one right here is more devastating due to the fact that the video drop and the booty cheeks exploding. And it goes to show you that Meek Mill's really dogged her like a bum will do. What I mean by bum, most men, when they get with women, they destroy women instead of building them up. So whatever their situation, what happened, he really abused their situation. And apparently, some reason they don't like each other. And he told her business, but I always tell men you don't tell another woman's business. And you
for
take it on the
anybody
chin.
to talk, I
for
think
anybody.
it's just like
we just take it
ill.
on the chin and keep moving. But what has happened with society, most young men has been demasculinized. And it's because the mothers have raised them.
That's true.
And most men pick up the emotions of their moms, their feminine ways. You still could be tough, but you really got a lot of your mama
ways.
in you.
Yeah.
You know, your mom is emotional, you get emotional. Your mom cry, you cry. You know, you say, oh, I'm a man. And any man that got to say I'm a man is not a man. So, you know, it's just one of those things. So you take it on the chin.
So you wouldn't make a diss track back?
No, you can't come back from that. No. And another good example, let's take 8 Mile with Eminem.
Yes.
When he said everything about himself.
Yes.
And nobody could say nothing about him. Well,
Right.
since this woman has said everything about this person, it's nothing to say. Just leave it alone. What you really should come out and just have one song and say it's true. It's true. Like everything on the song should be it's true.
It's true.
It's true. Like, you know what? You
hear
got
that,
me.
Nikki? It's true.
Yeah, you got me. You know, but she could go to the bank and show a bank account.
I know, but
Even
like,
though that's corny, nobody cares about that.
You know, yeah.
But listen, I'm gonna tell you when it's gonna matter. You ready? In 20 years from now, when my girl is on the welfare line, what's the other
Remy?
rapper? Remy's on the welfare line.
Do you think she'll be on the welfare line?
Well, she's not making that kind of money to be
Right.
rich in her, when she's 50 or 60 years old. Hopefully she'll do something. You know, she'll always be known for this particular track, and hopefully she'll become a millionaire one day. But Nicki Minaj, if I'm not mistaken, is worth $70 million.
Yeah.
So watching 40, 50 years when nobody cares, and Nicki Minaj sitting on the mansion, and no telling where Remy Ma is probably
I
still in
hope
New York
that's
City.
the case because Nikki could mismanage her money too. Like if you don't know how to manage $5, then you don't know how to manage.
I don't think that's going to happen in this society now.
Okay.
You know, not when she rolling with Drake.
Okay.
Now when she rolling with Lil Wayne. I know these guys personally, so she's gonna be straight. But sticking to the song, she got dealt with.
From a hip hop perspective,
Oh, it was done.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm sitting here eating my popcorn, and the reason being is because when Nicki Minaj first came out, she jacked Lil Kim's whole life. She took
Right.
Lil Kim's everything, Lil
Right.
Kim's image, the way, like even Lil Kim's mannerisms and how she talked.
But
and
here's the
everything,
thing: what people don't see,
but never showed, like never gave proper respect
Okay.
to even be like, you know what?
and that's life, though. You know, one good example is R. Kelly stealing Aaron Hall style.
Okay,
You know,
but Aaron Hall got it from Charlie Wilson.
Okay, so however they went down, it's just life. You
Okay.
can't go around complaining about everything. If you take something from somebody and you make it shine and you take it to another level, that's it. Because like James Brown took it from, I forgot this other guy's name with the perm. I forgot his name, but James Brown took it from somebody. Michael Jackson took it from James Brown.
From James Brown.
All right,
but
Prince
he made it his own. Like,
but they all do
it's
that.
It's a difference between influence and jacking.
Well,
and
I think
I just
Nicki
felt
took
like
it to Nicki. Nicki didn't totally sound like Nicki went pop on them.
Yeah.
She didn't go
She
raw
went
like,
pop.
yeah, she went pop. So no, she didn't do it. Only thing she took from Little Kim was the surgery.
I'm gonna fight you.
Because Kim looked like
I'm
Zsa Zsa
so
Gabor
gonna
now.
fight you.
You know what I'm saying? Little Kim ain't even Little Kim anymore.
Oh my
She's
God.
Zsa Zsa Gabor.
I cannot.
You know what I'm saying? And Nicki, it looked like a doll. You know, and but you know, implants and booty ladies and fake breast
Booty
ladies
ladies.
going to Brazil and dying and not coming back.
It ain't worth
Just
it.
stay who you are. Brother's still gonna love you because Little
some
Kim,
squats and call
Little
it a
Kim
day.
was fine back in the
She
day.
was. She was pretty.
She was fine with the
I
little
always
short
thought
hairdo.
that.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Put some 3-carat earrings in her
Yeah.
ear, man.
Yeah.
I ought to rock that.
But when
with
you don't
little-
feel good about yourself, then it comes out on the outside.
well, Hollywood can change you.
Yeah,
Money
it
can
can.
change you.
Yeah.
You know, some people don't deserve to get money. That's what I'm saying. When you get when people hit the lottery, they run through the lottery.
Yeah.
Because you didn't earn it.
Yeah.
And the same thing with success. Sometimes when you blow up and you get a
Comes
great
too quick.
moment, you abuse it so bad because you didn't earn it and you don't believe in it yourself.
Yeah.
And this is what happens. You know, God bless them all.
All right. Question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Your brother dies from brain cancer. You and his widow console each other through that difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
The both of you develop feelings for each other, and you are married. WWTD. What would TK do in this situation?
Well, I'm telling on the side, look, you know, we feeling each other. You know, I got the main chick at home. We're going to take trips here and there and just keep it on the low. And I'm going to put you in a house around the corner. That way I don't have far to go. I don't waste a lot of gas because I want to get to you as quickly as possible. And we keep it moving.
So you wouldn't have a problem getting with your brother's widow?
You know what I found out in life? Either you do it or somebody else will.
You're so grimy. You
No,
are
it's
so
not grimy. I'm the kind of
You
dude
grimy,
that if I
TK.
even date somebody else's girl and I know your girl, I'm the kind of guy that'll take your girl shopping to bring back the man gifts. And see, a lot of men don't do that. If I'm kicking it with your girl, I said, yo, we got to go shopping to get your man something. It'd be crazy for me to date another guy's girl, and he don't get a few things. It's disrespectful. I'm like,
So you
don't you
have a
live in
conscience.
Baltimore? I said, yeah, get them some scarves. Ain't it cold? Ain't it cold up there in Baltimore? Let's get him some boots or some
Some
socks.
scarves?
Yeah. Last year he didn't have a coat. Let's get him a coat. Girl, I'm tired of having sex with you and your man out here freezing. Get him a coat. Yeah, I like that coat. And then I see him out in the club. I'm like, yo, I really like that coat you got, dog.
You're so terrible.
Yeah, you like this? Yeah, I
You're so
like that coat.
terrible. And finally,
I'm tripping in here today.
you are tripping. You are really tripping. You're the president of an historically black college. You and the other HBCU presidents had a meeting with the POTUS to discuss how he can help HBCUs. You were expecting to be heard, but were only given 1 minute each to speak. WWTD, what would TK do?
I ain't got time to be arguing. I'm going to the next meeting. I'm going home.
You going home?
I'm going home. Let me tell you something. I've gotten to a point in life that if I got to argue with you, then bad things can happen.
Bad things can happen.
Yeah, bad things can happen, you know. And the first thing you're going to really laugh, I only know what those initials mean.
Historically black colleges and universities.
So, and what am I speaking about?
Basically, they met with Donald Trump to talk to him about what HBCUs need and how that he can be of help. But it
Okay.
really turned into more of a photo op because he didn't really hear them.
Well, the
because
first thing you got to ask Donald Trump is how did you pull off the biggest crime in the world and teach these other black kids that you don't really have to know everything to become president of the United
president.
States of America? That's what. See, people looking at Donald Trump the wrong way. The way you got to look at it, Donald Trump is like, yo, how the F did he do this? Mm-hmm. Because somehow, some way, it was a hustle.
the whole thing was a hustle.
Even Donald
it still
Trump
is a
don't even
hustle.
believe he in the presidency.
No, he don't.
You know, but I look at it equivalent to a robbery, right? And let me explain to you what I mean. You go in the bank, boom, gun, ski mask. You think you're going to get 100,000, but on this particular day, it's 3.7 million in there, and the cameras went off at the same time, and nobody left fingerprints.
You're like,
oh my
shit.
God! You the president of the United States. That's what Donald Trump did.
I don't even think he knew that it was going to happen. I don't think he knew he was going to win.
Let me explain to you about Donald Trump. What makes Donald Trump bad is his personality and his ego.
Yes.
What makes him phenomenal is that he's giving it to you raw. And because what has happened to the world over the last 10 years, everybody's in their feelings. Everybody's is soft. Everybody's emotional because you don't like what he's saying. But we got to get men being tough and strong again. Whatever he did with Russia, they're going to find out, and you're going to pay the consequences
He gonna have
to
to
the
go.
crime.
That's treason.
The thing about Donald Trump is two things I like what he's done so far. He's helped the situation with the embargo on how fair trade is done from America, because we're getting pimped around the world as far as they buy stuff from us, but they can't buy. They charge us a high tax to buy stuff from them. The other thing is him going into Chicago and really going to try to stop the war with the gangs. Now, most people think that's wrong, but what you have to understand, say, I'm a street hustler or ex-street hustler, and I know for a fact a lot of my homies have died over the last 8-9 years. And if you do your homework on this, 2,000 Afro-American men have died since President Obama was in office in Chicago. Now, as the black president, no matter what you do in this world, you got people out of jail, out of incarceration, but you have to save lives. And if you're from that particular city, you got to send whatever you got to do to take care of your own. And give me an example. If white men were dying at the rate black men were dying in one particular city, and you had a white president, Spanish president, Indian president, they would have sent the National Guard and the Army down there to protect their own, because that's how they move. Even when you get locked up, Spanish people, Indians, they take care of you when you go through incarceration. So when you're a man of power, see, if Obama would have been from the streets, that would have been the first thing he did, but he wasn't from the streets. So if you give Afro-American men opportunity to better themselves, or have somebody come in there and talk to them, let them know there's a better way, they won't wind up killing each other. But it's gotten out of hand. So they blast and pow, pow, pow. And that's how come I tell men, death should not be a tragedy. It should be profitable. You got gangbangers out there without no life insurance. I know it sounds funny, but if you're going to gangbang, at least have some life insurance. Everybody can be rich in the hood.
I'm so mad at you. If you gonna gangbang, at least have some life insurance.
It sounds crazy,
but
right?
it's practical. But it's very practical.
Death should not be a tragedy. It should be profitable. If you know you gangbanging, take out $1 million life insurance policy and leave it to someone. If all those guys who had died, only people winning is the funeral services.
Funeral service and the privatized prisons.
Yeah.
Okay, so I agree with you on crime being a problem and it needing to be stopped and so forth. But my main concern, I'm concerned about it all.
Okay.
And when it's out of control, it does need to be curtailed. But I think that we as black people, pardon my French, we always get the shitty end of the stick. And so we have to be careful about them in enacting these laws and these policies when people are prejudiced already. So Donald Trump started talking about stop and frisk. Stop and frisk may bring crime down, but it's going to be a lot of innocent black people that get incarcerated, that get mentally jacked up behind being targeted or whatever. So we have to look at stuff like that as well.
Okay,
and then I think that we should also look at crime. Like, people look at crime in a bubble. And it's like, you can't just look at crime and people gangbanging or whatever. Let's go back to the opportunities. We have to work on the conditions that create criminals. So if we can, at both times, work on cracking down on crime, but also providing more opportunities and changing the conditions that create criminals, I could agree with that. But that stop and frisk stuff, I'm not for that.
Here's what I'm about to tell you. If you're not doing anything, they can't do nothing to you, honey.
But Khalif Browder, he wasn't doing nothing.
No, we talk about two different stories. We talk about stop and frisk That's a whole nother story that you're talking about.
Right.
I'm just talking about stop and frisk right
Okay.
now. If you walking down the street, you're not doing that. They could pat you down all day. If they pat you down all day, it's certain way you have to speak to a cop as well. Because if you say the wrong thing to a cop, it can be life or death, depending on what happens in your community, right? Then you have situations where you can be just driving, cop pull you over, and just automatically kill you. Now, we live in a world that is effed up, babe.
Yeah, and a lot of cops look for trouble. It's a lot of people that are cops that shouldn't be cops. They have some complex and they want to go and like flex power
yes,
on
what you're
people
saying is 100% right.
and create a situation to be able to kill
Every
somebody.
news person that's Afro-American, we all talk about the same thing. None of us, including you and me, all we do is hashtag. We go for a march. But you, me, we're not willing to die. You know, we're not going out there pulling guns and shooting the cops up.
Nah, not at all.
And let me explain to you why. See, what we fail to realize that when white people took over this country, they killed people. They killed the Indians. They killed the black people back in the day. They made all of us slaves. And in order to get change, somebody is have to be willing to die. And because we got cable TV, we got internet, we got Wi-Fi, all we're going to do is talk. And they know that we're all going to do is talk. The other thing that they know is that they could shoot a person in 2 weeks. We really forgot about it. Because they know that we're going to move on. It's not a problem. They just know how we built. And the thing that I'm trying to say is if it was the other way around, white people will go to war to protect their own. We go to war. We fight each other. We destroy our own stores. We destroy our own communities.
That's very
but we
true.
don't go to the white neighborhoods and go crazy. And give you one example. In 1992, there was the Rodney King riots.
Yes.
And this is when Clinton was president. And we almost had the government in the palm of our hands because they knew we was about to take this thing up to Beverly Hills. But when we start going to war, the white man talks to so-called black leaders. They tell us to go to church and pray and march.
I love the Lord, but I hate the way people use Christianity to...
Never in a million years in this government, in the world we live today, that you're going to march and they change the way they think. But I tell you what, you start killing people and start killing people and start killing people, they're going to sit down. No, I'm not violent at all.
Right.
I'm just really saying in order to get something done, you got to really, some heads got to roll.
Well,
and
I think
no heads gonna roll.
I think because I'm not an advocate of violence whatsoever, but I do believe that the system and the people that run the system speak two languages. That first language is the one you spoke, violence, but the second language is money. We don't necessarily have to be violent to get something accomplished, but nobody wants to sacrifice. And if we say we really not spending money, not boycott Black Friday, but like we really just start to focus on us and like spend our dollar in our community and stop supporting companies that don't support us. And if it's not practical or doesn't make sense to speak the language of violence, then you need to talk with that money. And I think that that'll make them listen.
See, it all comes from how you're raised too. And I always tell people, and don't get upset with people when you hear me say this, Martin Luther King gave the wrong speech.
Okay.
He said he had a dream, but the dream should have been, I have a dream that bosses talk to bosses. Let me tell you a story about Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1920,
Yes.
right? And in Black Wall Street, for young people who don't know, we owned our own hotels. We own our own restaurants.
Everything.
We own our own hospitals. We don't even own our own bus system.
Self-contained.
But because of racism, not racism, because I don't believe in racism. I'll explain to you why. But because of hate from the KKK and the local politicians, they bombed us, which was the worst terrorist act on U.S. soil.
Yes.
And it's a bad thing. So if we was able to teach our children about Black Wall Street as children, they will understand the meaning of circulating black dollars, because even in that community back then, the black dollar circulated in that community for 15 months before it left the community. And people don't know that. So we have to teach them that way. And I also tell people there's no such thing as racism. You just got to say for what it really is. A person just don't like you. and we learn to deal with it, you know, because when two black people don't like each other, we don't call it racism. We call it racism because we expect something from the other person. But when you have what the other person needs, it's called bosses talk to bosses. It's called leverage, because now we're going to find a way to negotiate to get what you want and get what I want, because we all have to win. So to the people listening, stack your paper. I don't care if you got to open up an eyelash shop or sell matches or candles. And sometimes then do a little something on the credit card and sign it with another hand.
Shut up!
You know, take a little bite out of crime.
Shut up!
Take a little bite out of the hustle.
Oh my goodness, I love you. That's TK Kirkland. Give everybody your social media one more time.
Yo, it's T to the MFK in the building, the people's comedian. And you can follow me on Instagram at TK_Kirkland, on Twitter at TK_Kirkland, and may your pain be champagne. Check me out this weekend in Baltimore. I always look forward to coming to Baltimore.
Yes.
Baltimore is the real one. Baltimore and Detroit.
Baltimore is lit.
I'm all over the world, but when I hit Detroit and Baltimore, it's like the Super Bowl for me.
That's what's up.
That's like the Super Bowl.
All right, well, you got the last word, man. Thank you. We love you. We wish you much success, and
Stay
I know
beautiful, baby.
everybody's
When you
going to
hug
get
me
those
when we
tickets.
get ready to leave, hug me like you mean it, baby.
Shut up.
Don't hug me like we at the airport. Hug me like you mean it.
It's about that time on the air to say what's on my mind.